welcome back to my channel again, or welcome if you are new. Today you will notice I'm in a different background and I am actually filming in our new bedroom today. I thought I'd just give it a go. It's a little bit brighter. You guys might like the fire, but sometimes I get comments that it's a bit of a funny angle, so I just thought I'd give something new a go. Let me know what you think. And also, I thought it would be rather fitting to film this video in my bedroom because I'm going to read you extracts from my extremely cringy emo kid teenaged angst diary. So, you know, you've got to read that in your bedroom, don't you? It's like the law. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with the video. This is going to be extremely embarrassing. If you don't like cringy things, this is not the video for you, because I was reading through it earlier and highlighting some passages to read you that are like key moments of my teenage life. And oh my god, it is so embarrassing. I can't even tell you. I was horrendous. I read through it and I'm like, oh, how did I even have friends? I was so embarrassing. Literally so embarrassing. I am going to change people's names as I read through it because some of these people I don't talk to anymore, and obviously it's not fair to put their names in. And also, I'm kind of hoping they'll never watch this, but if they do, they might think it's someone else if I've changed their name. And also, just to save my own dignity and my friend's dignity, really, I don't think it's really fair. I am going to leave in Andrew's name. Obviously, as you know, me and Andrew met when we were 11 because we were in the same class at school. We are now, well, he's 27, I'm nearly 27, we're married, we've known each other 15 years, and he is mentioned a few times in here, which is kind of cute. So I won't bother changing his name. And also you will hear Abby mentioned, who is obviously my cousin from the YouTube channel Lily Pad and Bow here on YouTube. I will link her channel in the description box. But me and Abby are exactly the same age. There's about 3 weeks between us birthday wise. We have always had the same friends. We went to the same school. We were in the same classes. We were inseparable. We still are. And yeah, I thought I would leave her in just so she can be a little bit embarrassed too. Although I don't think she features too heavily in this first diary. This is definitely just my public humiliation, really. I will save hers for a later date. If you like this video, I have at least like another 3 or 4 diaries I can read through and humiliate myself and those around me. So yeah, I'll dive straight in. I'll read you some cringy extracts and let me know what you guys think of this video. Okay, here goes. Don't judge me too much. I've definitely grown up since here. To give you a bit of background, this diary starts in February 2004. So I was 13, nearly 14. So I will have been in year 9 at school, I think. If you're in the UK, I think I will have been year 9. So yeah, here goes. I'm not going to read everything because there is a whole lot of detail in here that no one needs to know, but I will kind of run through the key themes in this diary, which mainly are boys and why the hell don't they fancy me. So, Tuesday, February the 10th, 2004. Dear Diary, school is so annoying and depressing. It's all filled with these sickeningly loved up couples. Valentine's Day is coming up and everyone is pairing off and getting together, apart from me. I'm going to be alone forever. How tragic. Wednesday, February the 11th, 2004. Dear Diary, I have a big problem. Recently, me and Hayley have made friends with some of the guys in the year below. The only problem is that I've really started to fancy this guy called Steve. Obviously he wasn't really called Steve, but I cannot reveal his real name in case he happens to ever stumble across this video. So the only problem is that I've really started to fancy this guy called Steve. He is really nice and I like him a lot. What am I supposed to do? I like him so much. He's the first person I've fancied since me and Dave split up. Backstory, Dave dumped me in the playground and then flirted with Abby in the next class. Wasn't happy about that. He dumped me in the playground because I wouldn't hug him. He was moving far too fast for my liking. So I fancied him since me and Dave split up. I'm really confused. Hayley thinks he likes me, but I don't know. And then I've done this really helpful little chart that says Steve, good points, bad points. So in the good points column we've got he's cute, he's good at pouting. High on my list of priorities when looking for a man. He has cool friends. He makes me laugh. He has a nice smile. Good personality. Always important. He's got a cool voice. He said I was pretty. Ooh. Bad points. He's in the year below. He's shorter than me. Well, Andrew is also shorter than me, so it seems I have a thing for short men. Then at the bottom, I don't know what to do. Bye. Then here, I'll quickly show you this. We've got this incredibly detailed diagram that says I heart ? And then it says, well, that's a bit obvious. February the 12th, 2004. Dear Diary. Oh, I like him so much. I like his smile. I like his hair. I like everything about him. What am I going to do? Tomorrow is the last day of term and he will forget I ever even existed, and he doesn't have MSN. Do you guys remember MSN? Oh my god. I used to spend my life on MSN, and it was when we had dial-up internet. And he'd like walk home from school and he'd be like, you're going to be on MSN. Everyone would be like, I'll be on MSN in 5 minutes. And then you'd have to like do the dial-up internet. No phone calls allowed during that time. And you'd get on MSN, and it was really height of my social calendar. Continuing, I really like him. Knowing my look, he probably fancies Florence or Hayley. Hayley said he kept looking at me, but I don't believe her. I wish it was true. I'm going to miss him so much. Ooh. And I haven't even known him that long. I asked Florence for her advice, and she seemed to think I should just snog him. That would be so bloody random. Yes, it would be so bloody random. I'd like to also point out, I didn't have my first kiss until I was definitely 14, which was with Andrew. So I definitely wouldn't just snog this guy at the age of 13. Oh, I will miss him so much. His face is just permanently seared onto my head. His cute smile and his floppy hair. God, my writing's messy because I'm just writing a whole load of crap. Oh, I love Steve. And then the next part's day 1 without Steve. 14th of February 2004. It's only 10 to 9, but I woke up thinking of Steve. What makes it a gazillion times worse is that it's Valentine's Day, and everywhere I go, there will be couples reminding me of Steve. It's like a living nightmare. If only I knew what life had in store. It's like a nightmare. And there's still 9 more sleeps to go. Gotta go. Bye. Life was stressful. Here we've got a detailed diagram of Becca loves Steve, but I won't show you that because obviously his name is not Steve. This is an incredibly detailed code I'm using here. Okay, so we've had a bit of a jump here, and now we're at Monday, February the 23rd, 2004. Woohoo! So cringe. Today was the first day back, and I thought Steve wasn't here because I didn't see him at break, but apparently Hayley and Florence were waiting outside their science classroom when Steve walked past. They started screaming, OMG, he's here! And everyone was thinking, what the hell, I bet? How embarrassing. And then I saw him at lunch and I wanted to cry because I just like him so much. Okay, so we've skipped a few pages now. I was talking to Florence on the phone yesterday, and apparently Donna's been bitching about me behind my back. She's been saying that I was too happy, too flirty, and I'd show my boobs to any boy. Literally hadn't even kissed anyone. I dumped my ex-boyfriend because he wanted to hug me and I wasn't ready. So I don't know why bloody Donna thinks I'm going to be showing my boobs to anyone, because I can assure you that did not happen for a while. She only doesn't like me because she's jealous that I went out with Dave and he doesn't fancy her. Well, I'm thinking that might be true after that behaviour. Donna? 24th of February 2004. Today me and Mum went to town and got me some new jeans, some new underwear and a new denim jacket. I like the jeans the best. They go really well with my pink cherry shoes. I remember them. They were baby sham and they were like Converse. And they had like little cherries and like baby sham deers all over them, and I thought they were the coolest things ever. They weren't, but I thought they were. After that we went to see Cheaper by the Dozen at the cinema. The guy in the film was gorgeous and he was called Jake. Abby, if you're watching this, do you remember him? I loved him for so long. His real name is Jacob Smith, and I looked him up on the internet. He's the same age as me. He was born on January the 21st, 1990. I don't fancy him though. not like a fancy Steve. I don't know why I like him, I just do. God, I'm going to start crying again. I like him so much it hurts. Bloody hell, what a hard life. It feels like there is constantly someone stabbing me in the heart. It hurts so bad. I can't get him out of my head. I hate him for making me feel like this. I hate him for making me feel like this because this is embarrassing. Sorry if my writing is funny, because I'm writing in the dark. I wish I didn't fancy Steve, but there's just something about him. I've decided that from today, I'm going to do a top 5 every time I write an entry in my diary to see how it changes. Were any of you guys obsessed with writing top 5s, like your top 5 guys that you fancy in school? Me and my friends used to do them all the time. It was like the best thing to do on MSN every night. What's your top 5? If you were in it, you knew you'd made it. So at this point in my top 5, Steve was obviously number 1, followed by Jacob Smith from Cheaper by the Dozen, because obviously he was reachable. Number 3 was this guy who I will change his name to Henry. He features quite heavily in this diary. Number 4, not even worth mentioning because I don't even know who he is. And number 5, I will change his name to Simon. He also features on and off in this diary. Wednesday, the 25th of February 2004. Today has been the crappiest day ever. I think Steve fancies Hayley. Oh my god, what a drama. I think I love him. All I do these days is sit in my room, put on depressing music and cry. I hate my life and I want Steve to love me, but I don't think that will ever happen. Oh my god, this is tragic. I hate liking him because it hurts so bad. I'll be back soon because I'm going to go and have a bath. Nothing's changed there. Later on that day, 7 p.m. I'm sat in my room listening to Muse. They rock. Mum just made me pancakes even though pancake day was yesterday. Duh. God, so rude. Should be grateful. I bloody love my mum to make me pancakes now. We've then got this really detailed My Thoughts pie chart. 3% of me was thinking about food. That would definitely be a lot higher now. 5% was thinking about my looks. So important. 7% was thinking about my friends. And then a whopping 75% was thinking about Steve. And then I've put, wow, what a lot of stuff I have going on in my brain. Groundbreaking things going on in my brain there. Now this is where the top 5s get interesting. So at number 1 we've got Steve, 2 Henry, 3 Jacob Smith, 4 Simon, 5 Cotter, which is Andrew. In school, he was never an Andy. Andrew has never been an Andy, but in school he was constantly called by his surname, which is Cotter, which is obviously now my surname. But because we're from Yorkshire, it wasn't Cotter, it was Cotter. So, you know, you can't pronounce the T's, that's not how it is. And I remember one time, I must have been about 15 or 16, and I went to Andrew's parents' house and I was like, oh, Cotter, something. And they were like, you can't call him that, you might be married one day. And I was like, oh, all right. So like, I started calling him Andrew then, and as they said it was right, we did get married, so I definitely can't call him that anymore, as that is also my name. But yeah, on Wednesday, February the 25th, 2004, he appeared in my top 5 for the first time with a little note saying, don't ask me why, he's just sweet. So there you go, Andrew, you're just sweet. Thursday, February the 26th, 2004. Hello. Today has been pretty rubbish, although I'm a lot more cheered up now. I'm not 100% sure, maybe more like 3%, but I think I might be starting to go off Steve, only by a fraction though. Bearing in mind I was in love with Steve yesterday. I'm quite worried about Sarah because she's usually really happy and cheery, but she's so depressed about a boy. She stopped eating and she isn't sleeping. Wow, I thought I liked Steve a lot. Sarah had it bad. So again, on today's top 5, Andrew's actually gone up to number 4. So he's climbing the ladder. He's doing all right for himself, I think. Friday, February the 27th, 2004. Hee. How embarrassing. I think I'm finally getting over Steve. Although it probably helps that I haven't spoken to him. I did see him today and he was wearing his nice green coat and a sexy black fleece. When has a black fleece ever been described as sexy? I Apparently in 2004 we were all about the black fleece. Oh no, Andrew. So the day after he was number 4, unfortunately Andrew has once again slipped out of the top 5 and he's no longer relevant at all. Sorry. We're skipping a few pages here. What date are we on? Wednesday the 3rd of March 2004. I do still fancy Steve, but only a healthy amount. Last week I was completely in love with him and I felt sick every time I saw him, but I had to know he was there. Now I just like him a lot. I'm really pleased there. Pleased about that. Later on that day, 7 p.m. I cannot believe Harriet would do this to me. Abby fancies Simon, and me and Harriet were the only 2 people she told. Abby and Dave were talking online, and Dave suddenly came out with, "So why didn't you tell me you fancy Simon?" Harriet swore it wasn't her, so Abby presumed it was me. Abby knew that it wasn't me because she knows when I'm lying, but Harriet kept blaming me. What a cow! What a cow! Can't believe she did that. Wednesday, March the 10th, 2004. Today's been pretty good actually. Steve looked gorgeous today. I thought I was over him. Apparently not. He was wearing this quicksilver hat and you could just see his sexy hair sticking out the bottom. He's really yummyful. Yummyful. Oh, Abby thinks Cotter fancies me. Well, what is going on here? I got a bit stressed on Monday, so I cut half my hair off. Mum had to do the other side, and now I can only just get it in a ponytail, or as Cotter called it, a hamster tail. I remember that so clear. That was outside English, and I was very hurt. Florence moved into our teaching group on Monday, and it's a lot more fun now. She was drawing on my arm in French, and she randomly drew a sperm with legs. Ha ha, how weird. How weird. Top 5. 1, Steve. And then in brackets, he's yummy in a hat. 2, Cotter. And in brackets, kinda cute. 3, Henry. Gorgeous. 4, Dave. Dave who dumped me in the playground. Brackets, flirty. And number 5 is not worth mentioning. I don't fancy Steve as much now. I just think he looks really, really hot in his hat. I was obsessed with his hat. Wow. Hat fetish. Okay. Later on that day, 10ish p.m. Now when I think of Steve, I get annoyed more than anything. I'm starting to just find him cute, but not fanciable. Besides, I should really go for someone my own age. He was literally in the year below me at school, so there was like a year between us max, bearing in mind I'm at the younger half of my year. But I should really go for someone my own age. What a big age gap. Monday, March the 15th, 2004. Ola, how exotic. Today has been okay, I suppose. We had history first thing, which was pretty boring. We had PE second, and all the people who were going to Grinton Lodge were in the minibuses outside the changing rooms waiting to leave. Cotter looked quite nice, and I don't know why, but I think I will miss him. Woo! In this last week, we've been getting on really well. Steve is really pissing me off, which doesn't help. I liked him a lot, but I don't want to like him. He was flirting with this blonde girl at lunchtime. Ugh! Still my number 1 though. Steve's my number 1 on today's top 5, followed by Henry, and Andrew's in at number 3. Just kind of hovering. Thursday, March the 18th, 2004. Hi! Today's been quite good. Steve was being really nice at lunch. He was so sweet. I really need to get Steve to fancy me, but I still think he fancies Florence. I don't even fancy him that much though, so it's fine. Who was I kidding? I have my options evening next week. What fun! I think we're in the same group as Cotter. Yay! Top 5. Steve, in brackets, really nice. Henry, still gorgeous. Cotter, sweet. Monday, March the 22nd, 2004. Hi, today's been pretty good, I suppose. I'm pretty much over Steve now. I just think he's really nice. I think Henry is totally hot though. Oh, moving on. Will you replace him in the top 5? Oh! Number 1, Henry. Number 2, Steve. Number 3, Cotter. Clinging on in there for dear life. Wednesday, the 24th of March, 2004. Hello! I just got in after being at work with my mum for the last 3 hours. Steve was being so nice today. He had brought his personal CD player in. Do you remember them? They were so cool. And he was listening to the Foo Fighters, who are like my 4th favourite band. How specific. He let me have one earpiece for the whole lunchtime, which meant we had to stay within about a foot of each other. At one point my earpiece fell out and he picked it up and put it back in for me. He is so sweet. How easily pleased was I? I think we should get married. Nah, I'm only joking, but he is amazing. Have to go soon for my bath, obviously. Later on that day, and then it says, sometime, but I'm not sure when. Steve is a bastard. Why the hell can't he just fancy me? I mean, I know I'm not the most attractive person in the world, but neither is he. Also, every time I begin to go off him, he does something to make me like him more. I haven't cried for ages. I really want to, but I can't. Even him, Funeral of Hearts, isn't making me cry, and it's a pretty depressing song. I used to love him. Literally loved him. I've fancied Steve for over a month now. Talk about a long-term relationship. And I still feel exactly the same way towards him, but even stronger. I can't think of anything bad about him. He's pretty much my ideal guy. He isn't amazingly good looking, but that's fine because neither am I. He has a great personality and the smiliest smile in the whole wide world. I think he's just right and he's so yummy. I really wish he felt the same. Also, every time I think he might, the bell goes and we have to go to lessons. Then the next day he's not speaking much again. Gotta go. Bye. Steve sure was keeping me on my toes, wasn't he? Do you know what? I think I might leave it there because I thought I would get through this whole diary, but there is loads left, so I might leave a little marker in it. Let me know what you guys think of this. You might think it's the most boring thing ever and you don't want to know what happens with Steve or Henry or any of my other suitors. But if you did enjoy it, do let me know and I would be happy to do it again because nothing wrong with a little bit of ritual humiliation once in a while. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to go and just probably die of embarrassment in my living room and I will see you all in my next video. I am going to do a pregnancy update this week. I know I missed one last week, but with the whole bank holiday and everything, I just have not had time, and to be honest, not a whole heap has happened. Touch wood, that's a good thing. So I will do a 12 and 13 week update on Friday for you all. I hope you all had a really good bank holiday weekend and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!